Hello, welcome to this lesson. Now, if you are writing a book or an academic research work, or you are simply writing an important report that we require you to enter page numbering in Microsoft Word, page numbering, different format, the numbers, the Roman numerals, the ABC, and all of that format, and you also want to include your table of content that will automatically update. This is a very good and useful lesson for you. Now let's get started. This is an academic research work. As you can see, a full research work of about 126 pages. Now, the only thing that is missing here is the title page. Every other thing has been here. So we have this report, this academic report work. We want to put the page numbering. I want to put our table of content that will automatically update. Now there are two sections. Now we have the preliminary pages, as you can see, from declaration to where we have the abbreviations, and then from page 7, we have the actual work, which is from chapter 1 and all of that. So let's just first and foremost, before we create our table of content, let's of course put the page numbering the way it should be. Now the first thing that we're going to do to have our page numbering is that we head to insert. Now under the insert, we will simply come to where we have the command group, the header and footer. This command group, under the header and footer command group, we have the page numbers there. That is where you are going to access it, and then we click on page numbering. We click on it, and then it gives us a different format. We can put it on top of the page, we can put it at the bottom, but let's just make it simple. Let's have it at the bottom, and then let's have it at the center. So we want to have it this way, and then from top to bottom, from page 1 to the last page of 126, our page number has been inserted, but that is not actually what we want to do. Now, if you take a look at it, we have two sections there. So from page 1 to this, where we have this very page, to this very page, we want to have the Roman figures, another set of numbering, and from here we want to have the actual numbers. So this is what we're going to do. Now to do that, I'll simply go back to the insert tab, and then the page numbering, I'm going to format it, the page numbering from 1 to 3. I'll simply format it to this option. This is the option I want to have, or I can have this option to Roman figure 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. I'm going to click on OK, and then also from top to bottom we have everything changes, everything. But so we simply scroll down to where we are going to have a session break from this chapter 1. This is from chapter 1. This is where I want to have my actual 1, 2, 3. I'm starting from there. So I'm going to click here. Once I click here, now I'll go to the insert layout tab, Under the layout tab, I want to come to page setup, this command group, page setup, and then you can click on this small dot here. So I'll simply click on it. I'll click here, and then we have this dialog box, and then this that says apply to the whole document. I'm going to say from this point forward, this is where I want to have my page numbering. From this point forward, I'll click on OK, and then I'll head back to the insert tab, and then page numbering. I want to customize it. This time around, I want to pick my actual numbers 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I want it to start from 1. So I'm going to put 1 here, and then I'll click on OK. And as you can see that from here, from our chapter 1, we have our numbering starting from 1. And if you take a look at it, this is 2 and this is 3, and so on and so forth to the last page, which is 119. And then if you look at our preliminary pages, from declaration, we are going to have Roman figure 1, Roman figure 2, Roman figure 3, 4, and so on and so forth. So that is how to actually get a different numbering for different aspects of your book or your project work. Now that is that. Now the only page that is missing here is actually the title page, which of course you can include without a page numbering. we can of course insert what we call a section break to actually separate that. I've done a lesson on that. I'm going to leave the link to it in the description. Now we've achieved our first goal. Now the second thing that we should learn is how to automatically insert a table of content. Now for my table of content, I want to have it after my abstract, so I want to have it here. So what I will do is that since I want to have it here, I will simply head to the reference tab. I'll head to the reference tab, and then we have what we call under the table of content command group, we have what we call a table of content. So I'm going to click on it. There are different automatic inbuilt that you can choose from, or you can decide to customize your table of content. Whichever one that you choose, it is of course accepted. So I'm going to just go with this, and then it says creating a table of content. Start by applying a heading style from the style gallery to the selected text, which is okay. So I'm going to click on okay, and from here you see that we don't actually have anything. Let me expand this so that we can have it clearly visible for us. So we have this. We don't actually have anything in our table of content. So what we should do is very simple. Now starting from here, what we want to do is that we go to the home tab. We have the style command group under here. This is where we can apply different style, and then we have the heading 1, we have the heading 2, we have the titles, the subtitle, and so on and so forth. And if you want to get more, you can simply click here. You see different one, or you can create a style from scratch and all of that. So let's start. Now for my declaration, if I want to actually create my table of content, I can add this. Once I select this, I can go ahead and give it an heading. So do I want to have it as heading 1? I'm going to click and say this, I want to have this as heading 1. And as you can see, they have the color changes, and then I have this small pointed arrow, which of course I'm going to explain what it does later. So you can scroll to the certification and highlight once again, and then give it an heading. We have it as heading 1. I want to have it as heading 1. I can go ahead to others, dedication, and then I can have it as heading 1. I will go to acknowledgements. I have it as heading 1, and then the abstract, I can have it as heading 1, and then if you come to the list of tables, you can have it as heading 1. Abbreviations, I can have it as heading 1, and all of that. So from here we can see, let's see what will happen to our table of content. If we come here and say update table of content, and then you can see we have it. So from content, declaration, and all of that, and then we have it as the numbers that we have given. So we have this as our heading 1, and you can go on and on to create your table. So let's just do others. I will quickly explain. So this, I want to have it as heading 1, and then introduction, I want to have it as heading 1, but the background of the study, I want to give it heading 2, and then you can see that we even have heading 3, and so on and so forth. So we have it as heading 2. You can go on and on. This, I'm going to have it as heading 2, and you can just go on and on. So I'm going to quickly do this, and then we come back. All right, now that we have actually categorized all our research papers, under different headings, under different subheadings, what we can do is that simply click on your table of content, and then click on this icon, and then it says update page number only, then update entire table. So I will click on update entire table, and then I'll click on OK, and as you can see, it gives me my full table of content, as of course I have specified with under different headings, heading 1, heading 2, or heading 3. Now, other thing that you can do with your table of content is that if you want to modify any section of your research paper, you can actually do that. How do I mean? For example, you can say, for example, if you want to change anything in your research paper, simply can change it, and then you simply come to your table of content, and then you click on update, and then it will automatically update. So this is a fully automatic table of content. Once you update your any section of your work, simply come here, click on update, and then you can update the numbers, you can update the entire table, and then it will automatically update. Now, other thing that we can do is that we can, of course, go to the view tab. You go to the view tab, you go ahead to the view tab, then there's something we call a navigation panel under the show command group. Simply click on it, and then it gives you your entire research work or entire project or entire paper. You can simply click on it, and then any section that you want to go to, for example, let's say I want to go to chapter 2, simply click on it, and then it takes you to chapter 2 immediately. Let's say I want to go to this data collection procedure, I'll simply click on it, and then it takes me there directly. So that's under the view tab, and then navigation panel. So I'll untick, and then it is gone. Now, if you actually want to do that with your table of content too, let's say, for example, you want to go to any section. Let's say you want to go to under result. You can click on your control, hold on your control key, and click on it, and then it takes you there immediately. So other thing which I said I'm going to do is that this, of course, this small dot here, this arrow, you can simply click on it to collapse your work. You want to click on it, you keep clicking on it, and then it will, of course, collapse your entire project so that you only see only the headings. You only see only the headings and all of that. So this is where I want to stop. If you find this lesson useful, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you.